So we have discussed about how we can work on the directory structure using OS library. But let's suppose if I want to know how many files are there in a particular directory, how we can get into a directory and check the path, how we can work on directories, basically overall files structure, how they are following. So for that purpose, we are going to dig one step ahead and get all the lists, and basically we are going to list the directories, how many directories are there in that directory, how many files are there, how we can automate that thing using operating system library. So that's something we are going to do today. So let's jump into it and I'll see you on the other side. So as we have discussed how we can create a directory, create multiple directories, copy and move the files. So today we are going to discuss about how we can remove a directory using operating system command. Okay. So for that purpose, obviously, first of all, I will import my OS library. After that, I need to check in which directory I'm at now. I'm at my os.getcwd. This will give you the current working directory, or you can also use ls for the same, or sorry, pwd for the same, which will give you the print the working directory. Now in this directory you are now, what if you want to delete this gfg folder, okay, which is again having a folder here, how you can delete this folder. Now to delete this folder, either you can use move, you can copy move the file, either you can use rmdir and write gfg, but this will not work in this case because this is not an empty file. So either you can use rm-r of gfg and it will delete the file, okay, or what you can do means if I am fetching it back, or let's suppose if I'm fetching the creating a new folder, inside that I'm creating one more new folder, and let me change it to A. Okay, now what if I want to do the same but using OS library? So I'm having something called as os.remove. Using os.remove, I can delete a particular file that I can use .txt. Okay, we need to write text because I've not defined any extension, so the file is deleted now. Okay, similarly I can also write text.txt, so this file is going to be deleted. If you want to delete something like a folder, means this whole folder you want to delete, you are not having the permission to do so because this is a folder inside another folder. So you can write rmdir, okay, directory is not empty. But now in this case you can see the directory is not empty, obviously. So in that case you need to give the permission that I want to delete the directory even if that is not empty. So you can use both of the methods, right? rmdir can be used like you can go inside a directory. I'm just telling you the complicated approach first. So what you can do, I'm going to go inside this directory, like inside A, I'm having another directory untitled. So let me go inside it. Let me copy the name, paste it here, execute it, and after that just do the same thing. This is how we can remove the directory. Same way you can write remove dir or .remove. This will help you to remove the directory. Okay. Now the next thing that we want to discuss is, let's suppose if you want to know about the list, which is the automation process we are going to discuss. Okay, how we can list the directories. For that purpose, I am having something like os.list directories. If I'm executing this will list you all the basic files that we are having in a particular folder. So here we are having .ds store, which is not visible but it is there. Okay, .ipynb, these are the checkpoint files. These are two hidden files, three hidden files .localize, and these are two files which are visible. Okay, if I'm creating a new notebook here, so now I'm having untitled file store as well. Similarly, whichever file you want to go with, like if I'm going in the images, I want to know about how many files are there in images. Execute it. I'm getting one folder is there in images file. Okay, so because one file folder is there, I can again create one more folder, again one more, and again one more. I'm having 4 folders this time. Now let's execute this. I'm having 4 folders this time. Now this DS store is, as I have told, is not actual file here. It is a hidden file that you can manually, for that purpose you need to, it is there on macOS system. Some of the system you can have this file, but we will discuss about that, how we can automate the process. Okay, so the value that it is returning you is in the list format. But we can go for I in this, and if I'm printing I, so what it will do, it will print all the files here. And from here you can also write, because if you want to get rid of this, so you can write if I is I not equals to dot ds underscore store, then only do this. So these are all the files that I'm having. So let's suppose if I'm creating one more file here, let's execute it. So what I'm having all the files created in a particular basically folder, right? And because all the files are in the list format, so it would be easier for us to do whatever operation I want to do with it. Okay, operation like if I want to create multiple files, 100 files at a time, we are not going to do it manually, right? We need to do it automatically using the Python programming language. So this is something we are going to use. This is where we are going to use such things. Okay, now you might think, okay, now I know how these things work. Let me tell you how we can. Okay, for that purpose I need to create a file first, file.txt. Okay, so I need to put an exclamation mark in front of it so that I can clearly say the computer that this is a terminal command. Okay, so every time we are writing like ls, I am writing, it is working. But if I'm writing an exclamation mark in front of anything, it is defined that this will work as a predefined terminal command. Okay, now let's discuss. Now we are having this file.txt, how I can remove or rename the file name. Okay, for that purpose what I can do os.rename. This is something I can do if I want to rename the file. And because I want to rename the file, I need to define the name of the file. Currently it is file.txt, it is FLE or DXT. I want to rename it to file.txt. Execute it. Now it is file.txt, right? We are having a lot of things that can work here. For example, if we want to remove this file, so just remove it, os.remove. This is how this file can be removed, file.txt. Execute, the file is removed, right? A lot of things can be done really easy in Python. And similarly, if you want to check if a particular folder, a file is there in a particular directory or not, we can also check that if the file exists or not. How? Similarly, os.path.exists, if this path exists or not. Okay, I'm writing images, so it is true because images is there. There is a folder named as images. Inside the images, if I'm writing A, it is also there. In the images I'm having folder A. Is the images I'm having folder F? I'm having folder F. If I'm having folder Z, Z is not there. Okay, so this will tell you if you want to check if the folder exists or not. For example, if you want to make a program, if a folder exists, then do this, otherwise do this. So let's work on that part. Okay, so that you will get a basic understanding how you want to deal with it. For example, let's suppose you are having on the desktop only, you want to create a folder. Okay, but you do not want to create the folder directly. You want to check if the folder is there or not. So what you will do, you write if os.path.exist inside the images if we are having folder named as Z or not. If it is there, then I'll do nothing. I'll print folder already exists. Okay, but if it is returning you false, now either you can write path.exists this will automatically give you true, so you do not need to write here anything, or if you want to write here, you can write in this manner as well. Okay, so if it exists, so folder already exists. Otherwise, means if the folder is not there, you can make a folder os.mkdir. Just make a folder with the name inside images. Obviously, just make a folder Z, execute it. Here you can see folder was not existed earlier, but now it is there. Same thing let's do for F. If I'm doing it for F, so here you can see folder already exists. F. Let's go for G. Now G is not existed earlier, so now we have created a program which will help you to create this folder, right? So a lot of things can be done to work on these things. Similarly, if you want to know about the size of a particular folder, let's suppose, so we can do that os.path.get size. Yeah, you will get the exact size of a particular folder, like images. 352 KB is the size. 352 bytes is the size, not kilobytes. Okay, this is the size in bytes, right? So a lot of things can be done. Now in the next video, we are going to discuss about how we can automate this process further, like how we can create 1,000 folders, remove 1,000 folders. All of these things are going to be discussed in the next videos. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. So I'm hoping you're clear with the concept how this whole structure works, like how we can work on the directories part in each directory, how many files are there. So if you're still having any doubt, we are having the discussion session. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.